So the farrier's got down there to replate My Boy Jack. He's lost one of his shoes on the way down. So My Boy Jack's going to be replated here. The farrier's already started that process, so hopefully it won't take too long. Horse seems nice and calm. My Boy Jack having that shoe replaced. So look at the betting. My Boy Jack is the 130 favourite. The money has really come for Champagne Supernova here into 7-2. That was from 6-1. Autumn Flight 9-2. Dark Design 17-2. Caponanti Con 17-2 as well. Fristol at 10-1. Real Estate 11s, 12-1 View from the Stars, and 18-1 Top Light, 25s Deputise. So it's been replated here. Delay My Boy Jack. Shouldn't take too long now. So they're still getting the new shoe on. I think he's got it on now, the farrier, so it shouldn't take too long, just making sure it's fitting nice and comfortably for My Boy Jack. He's been relatively calm so far. He's taking it all in his stride, this horse, at the moment. So that's complete. Well done to the team there. He can now get back on board, which he has done. Sam Fielden is back on My Boy Jack, so he's been replated. One or two of the jockeys, I think, dismounted at the start. I think Autumn Flight was one of those, but Josie Gordon's now back on him. Just going to trot My Boy Jack up and down now in the new shoe. He looks fine, though. So My Boy Jack, just having a little trot up and down with the new shoe fitted, make sure it's fitted correctly, and he's okay. Sam Fielden doing that on board the horse who Still towards the top of the betting, although there has been money for Champagne Supernova. He's just about favourite still, My Boy Jack at 130. 7-2 Champagne Supernova, 9-2 Autumn Flight, 8-1 Dark Design, 17-2 Caponanti Con, and 10-1 Fristol. It's coming from 11s. Fristol goes in. Mr. Fayez and Kyle Stridham. My Boy Jack. Top Light. Dark Design. Sympathize. View from the Stars. Champagne Supernova. It's coming for some support here. Kieran Schumark rides. Last couple, Caponanti and an Autumn Flight. I think it's the last one. Just about ready for a start. Set. And they're off. Jumped away for the Bet UK. Over 40,000 live stream races, handicap stakes. Slow out was View from the Stars. Also dropping in is Deputise. Early speed Autumn Flight, who can front run, is doing so in the maroon and black. Leads up by a couple of lengths. Dark Design whizzing around the outside, goes second in the cheap piece. He's racing in third, the noseband of Top Light. Yellow colours on the inside of Sympathize in the green. Further back in the orange is Caponanti Con. Back on the inside, Champagne Supernova is in the white with the grey on the sleeves. Kyle Stridham has Mr. Fayez towards the outside, the white and green colours. Further back to find Real Estate in the spots. Frister is well back, pink and green colours. Red of Deputise. My Boy Jack is well back too. He's last of all. And he's been preceded by View from the Stars as they make the run towards the home turn. It's still Autumn Flight out in front trying to make all. Dark Design giving chase in second. Top Light on the inside. Champagne Supernova begins to angle out, makes some headway as they head down for the final furlong. Autumn Flight, the one they've got to go and catch. To Dark Design in second. Here comes Sympathize on the outside at a big price, running on well in the green colours too. It's still Autumn Flight in front though to Sympathize. It's Autumn Flight leading up here from Sympathize. Autumn Flight is going to hang on and beat Sympathize in a race where nothing at all came from off the pace. Third will be Fristol, and fourth, Mr. Fayez and Kyle Stridham.
Orange with the white stars on the sleeves, Broughton's Mission, number 11, Kieran O'Neill. Grey with the maroon hoop, Alchemistic, number 1, David Allen. Red with the yellow star and the stars on the sleeves, number 3, Twilight Prince, the mount of Josh Bryan. Dark blue with the white hoop sleeves and the white cap, the 10 times winner, Bird for Life, number 2, with Dara Keenan. Green with the yellow armlets, white cap, number 7, Gustav Holst, Sheen Murphy. Red with the yellow disc, hoop sleeves and the hooped cap for number 6, Chef de Troop. Winner over hurdles at Huntingdon last time out, the mount of William Cox. And then the green with the blue seam, striped sleeves, Easter Icon, number 9, and George Bass. Already across the start in the maroon with the green chevron is Bobber T, number 5, with Charlie Bennett. A field of 13 for the top odds every day with Bet UK Handicap. Going here without number 8. And the favourite here has gone odds on. 11 to 10 on now for number 4, Kiss My Face. Looking for a hat-trick of wins, having won recently both over hurdles at Catterick and then on the flat at Newcastle. 5 to 1 Alchemistic. 6 to 1 Easter Icon. 7 to 1 in from 9's Gustav Holst. 10 to 1 Bird for Life. 18 to 1 for Bufford. Also at 18 to 1 Proud Warrior. 33's in from 50's Chef de Troop, and 40 to 1 bar those. The last of the runners just arriving at the extended 2-mile start, which is about halfway down the back straight. Post time here is at 2:40, just over 1 minute. They're about to load the gate. First to move forward to the inside post, Alchemistic. Into stall 1 and out wide, Bird for Life into 14. Both of those go in ahead of the others with a blindfold. Also going in early is Broughton's Mission into 13. Kiss My Face now the 6 to 5 on favourite. 6 to 1 Alchemistic. Also at 6 to 1 Easter Icon. 13 to 2. The support continues to come for Gustav Holst. Written by Sheen Murphy for Mark Usher. 11 to 1 Bird for Life. and 18-1 bar those. The favourite Kiss My Face goes in, followed in by Proud Warrior. Easter Icon is in. Penelope Blue Eyes will be next. Three back. Thanks, Simon. And we're down then to the last couple to move forward. Easter Sunday has just gone in. The last one to go into store number 12 will be Chef de Troupe. Last one moves in. They're in the gate. And they're off. And they race over the extended 2 miles in the top odds every day with Bet UK Handicap. And through the very early stages to the inside Easter Icon, taken on by Easter Sunday. Those are the first duo. On the inside, Penelope Blue Eyes is racing in third, and in fourth is Broughton's Mission as they go into the turn. Whipping around the outside is Bobber T. Wasn't that quickly away, but has now made ground to come and press the pace around the outside. The habitual slow starter, Bird for Life, is parked at the back of the field. Last but one is Proud Warrior, and also towards the rear of the field in the very early stages is Twilight Prince, and one who's just been niggled along in the very early stages is Buffett, who's racing just worse than midfield. So they make the turn into the home straight for the first time, and it's Easter Icon who leads Easter Sunday in second. Towards the outside, Bobber T, who made that very early bid around the outside, has now come through to put that noseband in front. So it is now Bobber T who goes on at the end of the first half mile. So on the inside, Easter Icon racing in second. Easter Sunday is in third. Penelope Blue Eyes on the inside rail is in fourth. Chef de Troupe out wide is racing in fifth and is little keen. Not as keen, however, as Broughton's Mission, the one who has got the cheap pacers and the noseband, who's pulling and reefing, racing just in midfield. He's alongside Gustav Holst as they go under the wire with a circuit to go. 2 lengths back to Bufford, who's racing in advance of Alchemistic as they go into the turn. Kiss My Face at the moment has plenty more in front than behind. One of those behind Kiss My Face is Twilight Prince. Also Bird for Life, who has now stolen one place as Proud Warrior has now been relegated to the last of the 13. They make the run into the back straight. Easter Icon lost the lead midway down the home straight, but has reclaimed it once again. Bobber T now relegated to second and racing a length and a half off the speed. 2 lengths away is Penelope Blue Eyes, who races on the inside in third position as they spin down the back straight, followed on the outside by Easter Sunday, who is in fourth. On the outside, Chef de Troupe is in fifth. Gustav Holst, and between horses, Broughton's Mission. Then a break of a length and a half to Buffett. After Buffett to the inside is Alchemistic, who's racing in advance of Kiss My Face, who's still racing around about 8 lengths or so off the speed. In advance of on the inside, Twilight Prince, then Bird for Life, and still the back marker is Proud Warrior as they race through their starting point, and they've now got around about 5 furlongs to go. So about to make the turn out of the back straight, and it's Easter Icon and George Bass who still have the lead. Bobber T ridden along now by Charlie Bennett in second. Easter Sunday and Joe Mason making a move around the outside, and then Penelope Blue Eyes on the turn racing in fourth and being driven along. Likewise is Chef de Troupe, 3 deep, trying to make ground now. 4 wide is Buffett. Spot the red and white colours sported by Kevin Stott. He's making a move, and in his slipstream is the favourite Kiss My Face. They're beginning to make the turn inside the final 3 furlongs they go, and Easter Icon has tried to split the field. He's gone clear now by 4 lengths to Easter Sunday, who is in second. Buffett is in third. Kiss My Face is in fourth. Alchemistic then towards the inside, Gustav Holst. Down the wide outside, Proud Warrior, followed then by Bird for Life, and they're racing now down towards the final furlong and a half, and it's at this point that Kiss My Face has taken the lead. Kiss My Face goes on. Alchemistic now giving chase. Over on the far side is Easter Icon inside the final half furlong, and it is Kiss My Face who's going to rack up the hat-trick. Ben Robinson and Kiss My Face in front. Tight for second, a rallying Easter Icon on the inside, Alchemistic, and it's also a close call for fourth, involved Bird for Life, Gustav Holst, and on the inside, Buffett.
money around for him. He was keeping on well. I suspect, as you say, he's going to want further than 2 miles in time, but he's had that initial experience. He's a 6-year-old now, so he started his racing career quite late, but we've mentioned how well the yard are going. They're in tremendous form, and you'd like to think he'd make a step forward from Kelso.
Dan Skelton is double-handed in this with God's Own Getaway and Delgany Dreamer. It looks as though God's Own Getaway is the first choice going into it, and he ran all right here last time out in a bumper, and he switches to obstacles. He's related to horses that won.
Yeah, he's half-brother to Indian Horse, a 3-times winner for Nicky Henderson. He's also half-brother to Melikov, who I think he won 3 for Philip Hobbs as well. So there's winners in the family. The second run was a good bit better than his first run, both in bumpers, so he goes hurdling for the first time. Again, you just wonder if he might want further in time. He might want 2.5, but we'll see what he can do first time jumping. But that was a definite step forward at Weatherby compared to Chepstow.
And what about his stablemate Delgany Gunner with that first start at Huntingdon?
Yeah, you'd be encouraged there was a bit of money around for her that day. She was 18s into 11s, but ultimately she was a shade disappointing. She's beaten 14.5 lengths. She only beat one rival. Dr. Newland won the rest with Supremely West. But as you pointed out on jockey bookings, you get the impression God's Own Getaway is the number 1.
Percy Willis has plenty of experience, given that form on the flat as well, but over hurdles so far, the jumping has just never been slick enough.
No, his best run over hurdles came at Doncaster on his second start. That was behind Shared, who's beaten 22 lengths, but he certainly didn't build on it at Sedgefield. Next time out, he's beaten 90 lengths, only beat one rival. As you say, he's got plenty of experience. 29 runs on the flat, 3 wins. They all came on the all-weather. They all came over 1.5 miles. His rate is 70, but he's not translating that to jumping.
Down at the start now for our third race of the day. Quick word on the outsiders. Mon Martin, 75 grand store. Just hasn't shown much in his 2 runs to this point.
You know, 2 runs over hurdles, Wincanton on both occasions, both over this trip of 2 miles. Yard continue good form, winner again yesterday. He's had a break of 57 days, but on what we've seen, he certainly needs to step up.
And Call Him Now looks a horse that's going to want further.
Well, he's another third run, so he'll be qualified for handicaps after today. He gained experience for Cormac Doyle in Irish Points. He was a cheap buy last May, cost 6 grand, but he was well held, beaten 47 lengths at Carlisle on his hurdles debut, and now he's beaten best part of 40 lengths at Newcastle. Comes back from a break. He's been off 141 days, but on all known form, big improvements necessary.
And then Beloise and I Heard You Paint Houses are the 2 complete outsiders, and it's fairly difficult to find too much encouraging about their claims.
Yeah, I heard You Paint Houses. He was placed in an Irish Point for Gordon Elliott. 2 starts for his current yard. He's been well beaten Hexham and Catterick. And Beloise, she's had the 3 starts for Gary Hamner, had a couple of runs for Adam Nicol. Again, she'd be qualified for handicaps after today, but she's been beaten 50 lengths and 50 once in 2 races.
Flags up, coming into line. Here's Mike.
1 or 2 of them quite buzzy here, including Cruise Control, who was centre post and a pacifier, and Delgany Dreamer, who's a bit wide of them, but starts off on reasonable terms. She's very fresh, though. So racing, the racingtv.com novices hurdle, class 4, Cruise Control, out in front then, the odds-on favourite, leading them by a couple of lengths, Thistlebuffs, another one who is keen to post, close up with Montmartin the grey. And then right behind them, the other grey, Delgany Dreamer, Connor Brace in the red jacket, with Percy Willis's red cap on his inside, the green-spotted white jacket. Right behind them, God's Own Getaway, the pink cap then of Call Him Now, and then under restraint, the orange colours, I Heard You Paint Houses. They skip over the second, and a blunder at the back there by Belloise and Sean Bowen, who's bringing up the rear at the moment as they come up towards the third flight. So Stan Shepherd on Cruise Control here. Jumped it by 2 lengths to the good over Thistlebuffs on the inside of Montmartin. John Joe Jr. in Pat Hickey's colours there, hoping for a slightly better performance perhaps today. Moves up into second place now. Delgany Dreamer racing in 4th. Then Percy Willis on the inside of I Heard You Paint Houses. At the back of the field on the inside, that's Harry Skelton on God's Own Getaway. As they move away from us, Call Him Now. Ross Chapman is flanking God's Own Getaway, and looking on still Belloise in the hands of Sean Bowen. About 8 lengths behind the speed as they head down the back straight here. And they're being led there by Cruise Control, who's been off for a couple of months since being well held in a Grade 2 at Cheltenham. Down the far side they go then. Cruise Control, Montmartin racing just ahead of Thistle Buffs. I heard you Paint Houses has made up some progress on the outside of them. Jumped that in 4th, but got in a bit tight there. No damage though. Percy Willis is in 5th place, 2 lengths back then to Delgani Dreamer. Stable companion on the inside there is God's Own Getaway. And Still Call Him Now and Belwaz disputing last place as they go to the middle flight down the back straight here. Cruise Control is jumping very fluently in front and seems to be very much living up to his name at the moment as they continue down to the last flight on the far side. So he jumped that to the good of 2 lengths perhaps over Montmartin and Thistle Buffs in the green sleeves and cap on the inside as they reach the end of the back straight now, beginning the long turn, which bring them round towards the 3 flights awaiting them in the home run. 4th then, still travelling okay, Percy Willis, 3-time flat winner, who's yet to really do it over hurdles for some reason. He's flanked on the outside by the mare Delgani Dreamer. I heard you Paint Houses having made up some ground, has lost a couple of positions. Then on the inside, God's Own Getaway. At the back of the field, Belwaz is getting some wake-up calls there from Sean Bowen, who races together at the rear there with Call Him Now, who's just been given the hurry up as well. So, turning into the home straight, just over 3 furlongs left to cover here, and Cruise Control stretching out in front here. He's got a nice long stride on him, this horse, and he moves down towards the 3rd last. Montmartin is trying hard now to reel him in. He's within 2 lengths the grey and moves up there with on the inside Thistle Buffs. Behind them, Delgani Dreamer, together with God's Own Getaway, the 2 skeleton runners trying to close down the leaders over the 2nd last. Cruise Control still in front, though. The others aren't going away very quickly. Montmartin is running a much better race today in 2nd, followed by Thistle Buffs. Moving up to the final flight now, Cruise Control and Stan Shepherd skipped over it about 3 lengths to the good. Montmartin is showing a lot more today here. He's in 2nd place, but not going to get to this winner, who's bounding clear on the run-in to win like an odds-on favourite should. Cruise Control lands the odds end for Stan Shepherd and Tom Lacey. Getting up for 2nd, God's Own Getaway, denying Montmartin, and Thistle Buffs in 4th.
Cruise Control runs out a wide margin winner in the end. They were well grouped over the 2nd last, who was in front, but only by a length or so, and he's managed to stretch away and win by a fairly significant margin in the end for Tom Lacey and Stan Shepherd. Jumping will still improve a little bit, but as we said beforehand, Mark, he's maybe not one that's going to stay over the smaller obstacles for too long. He looks a chaser. I think he'll be very pleased with not only the win, but the manner in which he's just relaxed, pricked his ears in front.
He did. He sort of settled from the outset, didn't he? Yeah, he's got the physique of a chaser, and I thought his jumping was good by the last. You'd probably say his last was... He just got in tight to that, but he got the race in safekeeping. He was good when he needed to be at the 3rd last and the 2nd last, and you always felt as though Stan Shepherd was happy on him. He sort of ups the ante once he turned in on the run to the 3rd last, and he got most of them off the bridle from that point onwards. But the further up the straight he went, the better he looked.
The horses that have come to the fore were always kind of up there, weren't they? And they were well grouped right up until 2 out, but that doesn't take anything away from Montmartin's improved performance from previously, because he hadn't shown much and he has given a glimmer today. He
has. That's a big step forward. His 2 previous starts, he'd run around Wincanton. He'd had a break at best part of 2 months, but yeah, he's definitely shown a bit more today. Thistle Buffs in the green colours far side, he's had every chance, but it's really from this point onwards that Stan Shepherd, he presses on now, puts a bit of distance between himself and the remainder, and the other one who came out of the pack was God's Own Getaway, who's gradually he's getting there, isn't he? He stepped up each time he's raced.
He's the one that makes a little bit of ground from further back, really, and I think it's probably
Be followed down then by horse number 1. Horse number 2, I should say, Greek Giant, that is, for Ed Dunlop and Safi Osborne. That's in the blue and grey of Paul Turner. Then Skeptic in the pink and green of Featurey Hay, Andrew Balding, David Probert. Then Heart of Summer in the purple colours with the green stripes on the sleeves of John Butler, Adam Kirby on board her. And number 9, Musical Tributes, colours of Mr. Jeff Smith for Harry Eustace, Hayley Turner in the purple with a light blue chevron and cap. And Diamond Hands is number 6 for Jim Boyle, Nicola Curry, the colours of Taylor and O'Dwyer. Yellow with the dark blue braces. So we've seen them all. 9 runners, 3 places each way. Market has Sharp Power 11 to 10 at the top, 13 to 8 Skeptic, and 5 to 1 Sugar Hill. 17 to 2 Musical Tribute. It's them 28 to 1 Heart of Summer and 50 to 1 Bar Those. Evens about Sharp Power. I preferred Skeptic of the two of them. They both look well though. Two good looking colts, these two. I thought Probert might have a chance here for Balding. On board Skeptic, if we can get to the front early, it's No Nay Never Gelding, could be interesting. These are 2 geldings at the top of the betting. Sharp Power did look all right though. Nothing wrong with him at all. He's had a couple of runs as well. 3rd at Southwell last time. I thought Skeptic might be better than him overall. Sugar Hill looked well actually, despite the fact he was going to post quite steadily. Sharp Power, even money. Yeah, Sharp Power's 3rd at Southwell was okay, but I just think that maybe Skeptic might be better. He ran at Newmarket last year, finished 4th in a race at Newmarket. They're always good races around there, aren't they? So I think he's more interesting. Runners are loading now for this maiden over 7 furlongs. Diamond Hands makes it 3 in the stalls. Musical Tribute's in. Greek Giant is in. Sugar Hill still to go in. Not too many more to go in. Sharp Power's one of those to go forward. Skeptic, his main market rival as well. Two left to go in. Skeptic. And Sugar Hill will be the last one. All in. Race 4, we're ready. And they've jumped away. A bit slow as Hoodoo. Also missing in a fraction was Greek Giant for this Spread Exports. Get £50 in bonuses. Maiden. One that broke well is Sharp Power. Black sleeves. Also his market rival Skeptic is up on the outside. The pink and green. The Featurey Hay colours with the noseband of the David Probert. Back on the inside is Musical Tribute. The light blue cap alongside Heart of Summer in the purple. Going quite keenly on the inside is the grey. Grey Rosetta ahead of the maroon colours of Sugar Hill, who's moving into 6th place. And then behind those we have Diamond Hands in yellow. Ahead of Greek Giant in Paul Turner's colours, the blue and grey, and the back marker Hoodoo under William Carson, the yellow with the red cap as they make the turn over at the far end and head down the side of the course for the final 3.5 furlongs. And up front, Sharp Power under William Buick is in front. To Skeptic on the outside, who's close in 2nd place. In behind them, racing in 3rd, Musical Tribute. In 4th place, just nudged along now is Heart of Summer. Grey Rosetta ridden along too. Then comes Sugar Hill, who's trying to get a bit closer as they make the turn. It's the top 2 in the market at the head of affairs. Sharp Power leading Skeptic. Not a lot between them though as they swing around the turn. Back in third, Musical Tribute. Now in line for home. Sharp Power far side, but here comes Skeptic now under Probert on the stand side with a big looking run. Musical Tribute's back in third. Skeptic it is, who's shown the better turn of foot and now drawing on. And it will be Skeptic who's drawing clear to win for Andrew Balding and David Probert in Featurey Hayes colours. Skeptic is too good for Sharp Power. Third, Musical Tribute. Fourth, running on with Sugar Hill, who know more next time.